one of life's privileges, I guess, is the challenge of mastering yourself, which you can never do. It's impossible, but you can certainly, go a long way with it. And I know that exercise has always been something that I know improves things. So therefore, I'll continue to do it. And yeah, the stillness. And look, some people listening to this won't have ever been to a sound bath meditation. For example, like the frequencies that the singing bowls create, some of the instruments that they use to sort of recreate and mimic the sort of the sound of waves. I can't tell you or break it down scientifically what it gives you. I fall asleep a lot. I know that that's good. But look, these are just so they're the magical sort of experiences that you become a little bit like not addicted to, but I'd want to do one at least every other week, because for me, I'm exploring, right? That's what, again, another thing I'd compliment or credit myself with is that I'm always looking from a marginal gain point of view for ways to do things that make me healthier, that make me more relaxed. And actually the most important word was always to be more balanced. I think there's always an influx of challenge, right? Life has to throw the next challenge, because whatever you're ready for, you can guarantee that your subconscious will either bring something up and put it in front of you from the past, or life just broadly will be like, all right, well, look, now you've got something to deal with in your relationship, or work's going to, not go so well. So then you're going to have to sort of deal with that. And I just look at all of it as a sort of a test and things that you can sort of almost climb on in order to make yourself stronger, more knowledgeable, more resourceful, more resilient. And so look, as a result, I quite like who I am at 45. We always, you're a lot younger than me, you two, I'm sure, but you get to a point where you're less ego driven. And so as a result, it informs your choices, and you start making better choices because you start looking at the second half of your life, and you start thinking about how I maintain a fitness over a longer period of time. How you sort of balance your social life with your physical expectations and your goals, and how you marry that up with work and your ambition, and you end up looking at things slightly different. You slow down the process a little bit. So just bringing it full circle, that's why meditation, breath work, walking in nature, which is incredibly healing. Like a lot of people run, I think, because they like the act of running and have sort of been alone with their thoughts, or I don't know whether it's as common for people to look at it and say, well, it connects me with nature. And when I'm out in nature, I don't realize it necessarily, but I'm in such a healing environment that it gives me more than I feel like or realize that I'm receiving.
And it is true. And a lot of people say that who stick at running for a long time. For those who aren't running or don't have a running background, we agree with you. Walking is a great start. And as you get into a runner and you get used to more comfortable, your fitness is up. After those first 2 kilometers, when everything just goes silent, that's the way we always think, or the way I can describe it. You start to process the problems of the day, just one piece at a time, and then the next thing. And by the time you've come finished from your one, like everything just falls into place. You have a better perspective on things. What was so stressful when you have less energy isn't so stressful anymore. But one thing I suppose with the influence of social media and the younger generations, they're finding it so much more difficult to sit still and to appreciate silence. Do you think it's getting more and more difficult, or do you think the likes of software and apps can help with the likes of the meditation apps and stuff? And how do we because you're seeing a lot more cases of anxiety and a lot more of, I suppose, other social qualms, particularly from COVID. COVID was a big one for people introducing. There's a lot more anxiety about meeting people, but also the element of and the art of sitting still.